Hey there, we're making another video. This is on Zeb Henry, aka Zebedee Henry III, out of Montgomery, Alabama. And he is a Jehovah's Witness elder since many, many years. And he likes to bully victims of childhood sexual abuse. He likes to bully little girls and little kids that he knows are getting sexually molested. He likes to bully them and feed off of the abuse, and he likes to also instigate it. He likes to get the parents riled up so that they'll go home and beat and molest the child some more while quoting the Bible scriptures that he feeds to the parents. So let's take a look at Zeb Henry because Zeb Henry has some interesting things to say to victims of childhood sexual abuse. Remember, he's an elder, a leader that's equivalent to a pastor or a reverend in a mainstream Christian church. So he's someone entrusted with a lot of care and responsibility, especially for children and women. And he's entrusted in a leadership position. So let's look at this leader and see how he does things. This right here is a tweet. This is concerning a child pedophilia case, a Jehovah's Witness pedophilia case in Montgomery, Alabama. The case number is GJ NO.09/10-85, State of Alabama versus Gregory and Jeanette Mintz. And they were Jehovah's Witnesses. I believe they say that Greg has been allegedly passed away. We're not sure. We can't confirm that with the coroner's office, of course. Coroner's office cannot confirm that for us. So we're not sure if the man is really hiding or if he really is 6 feet underground. In any case, his wife is still alive, and she is a malignant narcissist. She not only knew about the child molestation going on at home, but she often instigated it and was there. She instigated violent beatings on her own child, which is me, and she was there for many, many of the beatings where I was made to totally strip naked, grabbed by the ankles upside down, and beat with tree limb switches and the metal part of the belt buckle. And this was way into my mid-teens. So you can imagine the trauma. And this woman here, this is the case that's against Gregory and Jeanette Mintz. Okay, so take a look at that. This is Jeanette Mintz right here. She is a pedophile enabler, and she has been trying her best, along with Zeb Henry, to silence me and many other victims. Zeb Henry's trying to silence a lot of victims that want to come out. So take a look at her. We're going to show you her address in a minute. Now, before we get to that, this is Zeb Henry right here in the middle, and he is in the middle of all kinds of news reports about the Jehovah's Witnesses. Take a look. On the left-hand side, 1,000 Jehovah's Witnesses named as child abusers, CNN. You can Google that. On the right-hand side, next to the corner of his mouth, Jehovah's Witnesses knowingly send pedophiles to your door. News 5 investigates sex offender going door to door. Google that. That was in Colorado. They busted a Jehovah's Witness who had already been convicted of child rape. They have a prison ministry, by the way, where they recruit molesters and pedophiles. Matter of fact, that's usually what likes to study the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses in prison are pedophiles and child molesters, because they have a two-witness rule that protects pedophiles. Yeah, Google Jehovah's Witness two-witness rule if you want to find out something. Police suspect there is an international child trafficking and pornography ring here because elders like Zeb Henry III, Zebedee Henry III, they keep a list, a database right there at the very top right hand corner. You have a panorama, BBC News. You can Google that secret database. Google secret Jehovah's Witness database pedophiles. You're going to find out so many things. Once again, this is Zeb Henry here with his wife. He's in his elder suit. He's doing the Jehovah thing, and he is enabling pedophilia. We don't even know, I mean, if it's just enabling. There might be much more going on. There might be some secrets that Mr. Zebedee Henry III has forgot to mention to people. Let's move on. This is his Kingdom Hall, 447 Perry Hill Road, Montgomery, Alabama. They have several child sexual abuse cases that have been covered up for decades. Okay, there are victims that are afraid to speak out because of fear of shunning, and losing their family. They don't want to lose their family, so they are afraid to speak out. So this is what we're doing now. We're speaking out for them. Okay, but Zebedee Henry loves to bully little girls that he knows are being molested. He loves to bully that. He gets off on it. That's where he gets his power, you see. All right. Now here is another picture here. This is they have a business, auto trim and truck design, but he also works for Custom Trucks Unlimited USA, and he also has a side business called Healthcare Business Solutions. So we don't know if they employ pedophiles in these businesses or not, but here is the address and highlight on the left-hand side there in yellow. You can check it out. And you can even call over there and ask them about the two witness room and see what they say. This is Jeanette Mintz again. This is the incubator that gave birth to me. She instigated violence and sexual abuse on me, and she did this as she would tell me as revenge for not cleaning my room or not washing dishes. So this is definitely a malignant narcissist. This is what the mental health professionals have called antisocial personality disorder or malignant narcissist. And she is a sweetheart to people on the outside. You would not believe what she does behind closed doors. I think with people like her, it's probably better to be a friend. Don't be her family. Don't be her kid. You know, there are people like that you don't want as family. They are really good friends to you because you don't know them. And well, I think being friends with a malignant narcissist is really, you know, I mean, me personally, I've cut off all ties with her. I don't talk to her, but anyway, this is where she lives, 2909 Biltmore Avenue, Montgomery, Alabama. So, you know, just FYI, thought I'd put that out there. And she really, she would tell me that it was my fault after she would instigate these beatings and molestation. She would come and tell me it was my fault, and she would threaten to give me up for adoption or put me in an orphanage if I didn't obey. She threatened me with that all of my childhood, all the way until I was probably 16, when I was getting close to being an adult. And then she went from threatening to institutionalize me in an orphanage to institutionalizing me either in jail or in a mental facility. And this was this is something really sick. So this is what this person does, and that's her address. Now let's take a look at what Zeb Henry does here. If you see here at the top, Tara Adams, right there with the T in orange, Tara Adams commented, transgender people have a problem with their head, not their crotch. And that's what Zeb Henry has left. He bashes LGBT victims. He doesn't just bash victims of childhood sexual abuse, but he's also a basher of LGBT people and LGBT victims of childhood sexual abuse within Watchtower. But the thing is, he is too much of a coward to use his own name, so he hides behind the women. This right here is one of the employees. It's a young lady. She is an employee that works at the company he works at. Her name is Tara Elizabeth Adams, and so he took her name on company time and made a YouTube comment bashing transgender people. And he is really fixated on the transgender thing. It really makes people wonder about him. Take a look at what he's got to say here. Here he's as Audrey Monroe. He likes to use female pseudonyms, which is kind of interesting because he likes to bash transgender people, but yet he likes his online persona to be a female. So take a look. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Since you thrive in public forums for attention, Ramona, I'd like to share a few facts about you to your followers. Her name is Ramona Mintz, aka Bob Smith, Enigma Sauba, and she publicly claims that her stepfather molested or sexually abused her. Now, we highlighted a couple of these things because I'm going to show you a comparison in a minute. If this is in fact true, he should be in jail, and that's who our attention should be focused on. You can read this. You can further read this whole thing. Just pause the video, and you can read this whole diatribe of vitriolic abuse towards a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. But look in the highlighted here. Her stepfather molested or sexually abused her. And in the next highlighted sentence, It says knows Zeb because he knew his 4 daughters growing up. And in the next highlight, in an effort to keep his daughters clean, Zeb didn't allow her to hang around them. Okay? Check out those highlights. All right? Check that out. Okay? I'm going to let you take another gander at it one more time. Now, let's take a look at this. This is a court document. Matter of fact, let's read this whole thing here. I'm going to let you read this, okay? She publicly claims that her stepfather molested or sexually abused her. If this is in fact true, he should be in jail, and that's her attention should be focused on. Her stepfather was not one of Jehovah's Witnesses. That's a lie. The guy was a lifelong witness. Her mother did attend the meetings at the Kingdom Hall, but was in a completely different congregation than Zeb Henry and his family. Did attend the meetings? You make it sound like she was just a visitor. The woman was a pioneer, a regular pioneer for years. She had Bible studies galore. What are you talking about? But you see, they try to distance themselves when, they're exposed. Here we go. Zeb had absolutely no knowledge of any matters that may have arisen in her mother's congregation. Until these videos surfaced recently, no one in the Henry family had any knowledge of her claims. She only knows Zeb because she knew his 4 daughters growing up. So at first he tries to distance himself completely, but he can't really fix that lie up real good. You know what I mean? So then he kind of admits, well, yeah, the daughters did know this person. Okay. And he's probably one of the few names she can even remember associated with the organization. In an effort to keep his daughters clean, Zeb didn't allow her to hang around them. Now think about this. What? If you want to keep your daughters clean, would you not have them take a bath or a shower? Why, what's this about? You're going to shun someone in order to keep your daughters clean? So let's read this again. In an effort to keep his daughters clean, Zeb didn't allow her to hang around them. Okay? Now he says here because she would flirt with them and make sexual remarks and write inappropriate letters, blah blah blah. Everyone in and around the Henry family assumes this is where her hate for Zeb originates. He knew nothing of her allegations of sexual abuse as a child. Sure, that's why you wanted to keep your daughters clean, right? Because you knew nothing at all. Okay, now the rest of this is just jibber jabber. You can read on about it, okay? But take a look at this here. This is an interview transcript from 6/3/2003, Amy B. versus the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. This is a court transcript, and this was featured on A&E's Cults and Extreme Belief, Season 1, Episode 2 on the Jehovah's Witnesses, okay? Now take a look at what's highlighted here. Do you see that? She says this is from a victim of childhood sexual abuse, just like me, who was shunned because they wanted to keep their children clean from her. It says here, I was an outcast after my molestation had taken place. I was shunned. Children in the congregation or elders' children were not allowed to play with me. Do you see that there? Let me read it to you again. I was an outcast after my molestation had taken place. I was shunned. So little kids who are being molested and sexually abused within Jehovah's Witnesses are being shunned. Little kids. I went through this. I know this lady is saying the truth because I experienced it. And Zeb Henry was one of those people that was shunning me. Children in the congregation or elders' children weren't allowed to play with me, and I couldn't. So, there you go. See that? You see that? Look at that right there. In an effort to keep his daughters clean, Zeb didn't allow her to hang around them. So, he's pretty much told on himself. Yes, yes. Let's move on. You see? This is how they keep little children, little girls. This is Zeb Henry right here, wrapping his hands around little girl and little boys who are getting molested around their mouths with the 2 witness rule. Really nasty, isn't it? And it's really nasty because police suspect that there is a Jehovah's Witness international child trafficking and pornography ring. Okay? And you can Google Jehovah child porn ring and YouTube search that. You're going to find some videos of news reports confirming this. I've got the receipts. I got the verifications, all right? You're going to find out about a Wallkill Bethel member, Jesus M. Cano. They found over 300 child porn CDs and DVDs in his Bethel dorm room, and the guy was arrested for taking pictures and videotaping young boys in the men's bathroom at the Chicago O'Hare Airport. Yeah, you can Google that. It's a lot of stuff going on with these Jehovah's Witnesses, and Zeb Henry is part of that. He protects pedophiles. He takes meticulous notes now, and he turns those files into the secret database, the Watchtower secret database. You can Google that on BBC News. Google Jehovah's Pedophile Database. You're going to see it. The Jehovah's Witness organization keeps a sex offender register that nobody outside the church is allowed to see. A former elder tells Panorama, and that's Bill Bowen there. So you can go to silentlambs.org and go to his website and check him out, or you can Google this news report too. Also, take a look at this envelope here. This is a Google envelope, all right? And you can Google Jehovah's Royal Commission, 1,000 Secret Pedophiles Exposed, Candace Conti versus Watchtower. And there's a lot here to Google. JWVictims.org. Check those things out on Google. Now, Leah Remini is part of this too. She is exposing the Jehovah's Witnesses. We have tweeted incessantly to Leah Remini, and they are finally listening. They have done a show on A&E already, for starters, with Elizabeth Vargas, Cults and Extreme Belief. Season 1, Episode 2 on the Jehovah's Witnesses. But Leah Remini is coming out with a series similar to the Scientology series, except it's going to be on the Jehovah's Witnesses. And on Twitter, the people are already upset because, they know that, they know that the chickens have come home to roost. And they are trying to get in their field service time with Leah Remini by discouraging her. And she busts out with a Zeb Henry secret elders book, Shepherd the Flock of God. We tweeted Zeb Henry's elders book to her, and we all know that that's not allowed to be even so much as touched by the female members, by the women of the Jehovah's Witnesses. So it's really hilarious that not only a woman like Leah Remini has her hands on this, because it's only for the men, it's only for the elder, the elite leadership men. You can't even be a rank and file man to touch this. So it's funny, and not only that, but it's a wicked worldly woman that has it. This is page 72, and this is the two witness rule policy. It says here, if the accused denies the accusation, the investigating elder should try to arrange a meeting with him and the accuser together. Note, if the accusation involves child sexual abuse and the victim is currently a minor, the elder should contact the branch office before arranging a meeting with the child and the alleged abuser. So they're not calling the police, they're calling the branch, okay? If the accuser or the accused is unwilling to meet with the elders, or if the accused continues to deny the accusation of a single witness and the wrongdoing is not established, the elders will leave the matters in Jehovah's hands and wait on Jehovah. So there you go, page 72, Shepherd the Flock. Now, a lot of people don't know that Jehovah's Witnesses also have a murder policy that works similar to their pedophile policy in that they don't want to tell people. Yeah, so you think it's only pedophiles and child molesters knocking on your door? Hi, we're Jehovah's Witnesses. We're just in the neighborhood wanting to share a brief Bible message with you. Yeah, really nice people. Well, Google Jehovah's Witness serial killer, and you're going to find a whole lot of interesting things. This one here is Kwahuru Govan. This is a scary case. I'm telling you, it's really scary. And he is a Jehovah's Witness. He was a Jehovah's Witness when he was killing these people. Scary stuff. Here's their letter here. This is the murder letter, the infamous murder letter. You can get this from watchtowerdocuments.org. Barbara Anderson, the lady that was on the Cults and Extreme Beliefs documentary there with Elizabeth Vargas on the 29th. You can go to her website and get a copy of this directly. It says, "Dear brothers, check out this. We received your letter December 17th in which you inquire about handling a situation involving a brother who has been guilty of serious violations of the law in the past. You explained that you have received information indicating that this brother committed several murders and crimes before his baptism." Read it again. This brother committed several murders. Several murders. That's more than one, people. That's more than two. That's more than three. That's more than four. That's more than five. Several. That's a serial killer. Several murders and crimes. So who knows what else he did besides murder? Committed several murders and crimes before his baptism. You ask if Florida law obligates some action on our part. Florida law enforcement authorities have no knowledge of this matter. Law enforcement has no knowledge. So look at what they say. As elders, you have no obligation to reveal information of this type to the authorities. Really? Is that true? Do you claim clergy penitence to a confessed serial killer? Holy crap! Yeah, those are the Jehovah's Witnesses knocking on your door, standing next to those carts in public. Any information that you have obtained while fulfilling your duties as elders is strictly confidential. What he does without paying his debt to society is largely up to him and his conscience. Since he is apparently a fugitive from the law, he obviously would not qualify for any extra privileges of service in the congregation. Oh, he doesn't get to clean the toilets like the rest of the rank and file? He doesn't get to pound the pavement for free? Oh, yeah, sure. So I guess they don't give him privileges or something. It says here you state that you have one report of his smoking marijuana with his coworkers, which may have been after his baptism. Uh-oh. We assume that is the reason you feel a need to meet with him. So screw the murder thing, but he's smoking pot, so we need to really, really nip that in the bud. But the murder thing, let's just forget about it and let's not tell anybody. Yeah, let's just act like it didn't happen. Since he's a dedicated brother and presently attending the meetings, there's a need to investigate and determine if some type of congregation action is necessary. Likely the best approach is to arrange for two elders to talk to him informally and make some discreet inquiries about his current conduct. If there appears to be substantial evidence of serious wrongdoing, then a committee should be formed to hear their case. Now, it says here, as we believe you understand, it is imperative that the elders maintain strict confidentiality about his past. If the elders inadvertently reveal his past wrongdoing, undoubtedly it will result in major repercussions for him and his wife. So handling this case calls for good judgment. Can you believe that? Can you believe this? For good judgment and discernment, we trust you, brothers, can handle things appropriately. Write to us again if you need further direction. We pray in Jehovah's direction as you endeavor to fulfill your weighty responsibilities as shepherds of the flock. We send our warm Christian love. Your brothers, Watchtower Society. Yes, this is real, people. This is real. Go to watchtowerdocuments.org. Barbara Anderson is legit. She has just come off an A&E TV show. She's been a liaison with CNN and BBC and all kinds of legitimate mainstream media, journalists, and so forth. Okay, lawyers, all of that good stuff. But let's move on. Yeah, check that out. Isn't that a doozy? Here's a tweet here we have from Sister Billy Bertha May. And she says, Zeb Henry is so homophobic he can't even think straight. Makes you wonder if he's a secret transvestite closet case. In any case, he enables and hides pedophilia within JW.org. Hide your kids around him and his Jehovah people. And somebody took his picture there, his glamour shot or something. So, yeah. This is a news report here I want you to take a look at. This is the deadliest shooting in history, in Australian history, since 20 years. Google Margaret River Massacre because Jehovah's Witnesses are at the center of that. Okay? Jehovah's Witnesses are at the center of that shooting. So take a look at that one. Yeah. You still think these are some nice people? It says here, Zeb Henry, a.k.a. Audrey Monroe, equals a pedophile enabler who bullies child victims of sexual abuse. Protect yourself and your customers from this evil and depraved narcissistic cult member. So yeah, check this out. Bethel Jehovah International Porn Ring. Put that in your YouTube search box. Bethel Jehovah International Porn Ring. You're gonna find videos about those DVDs and CDs. You're gonna find news reports. So that's what I wanted to show you today about Zeb Henry and Jeanette Mintz, the pedophile enablers, and who knows what these people have done besides just enabling pedophilia. You know, we don't really know. I tell you, they sure do like to bash victims. And this man, as an elder, he doesn't seem very compassionate. He doesn't seem very loving. He seems like a predator. He has a really, really nasty way about him. So just wanted to let everyone know Zeb Henry the third out of Montgomery, Alabama.